comes a new challenger. Preacher versus Fox.
$10 trillion, that's $40,000 for every UK person, every American man, woman, and child.
Well, I would say that even if we were to take that premise as true, so I'll go with you on the premise, the fault would not lie within the billionaire doing something that is right. So if we're in agreement on that, I think that's possible.
But where does the poverty lie?
So then the issue really is, what would you want a competent government to do? And I think what you would want a competent government to do is make sure that there is as little waste as possible, that we're not spending money on trans comic books in Peru, which is literally what we're finding out right now, and we're going to perhaps audit the Fed and find out where the trillions of dollars to Ukraine went and everything else. And if we have a proper accounting, the same way you run your household and anyone would run their business, then we could probably address some of these issues. But I'm glad to hear that we're not really blaming the billionaires who are just playing the game as the game is set up.
Yeah, what you want to change is the system.
Yeah, look, I'm not here to blame nobody. Listen, I'm a rich person. You're a rich person. I just met you today, but you've got a very nice suit. I see you're doing all right. Listen, I'll tell you what a competent government would do. A competent government would stop this massive, massive increase of inequality from accelerating out of all control.
How would you do it?
So do you agree with Donald Trump's policies on that? Because by lowering taxes, by lowering regulation, by getting rid of inefficiency, I mean, I'm with you.
How rich is Elon Musk? How rich is Elon Musk?
Worth trillions, I don't know.
Okay, let's say he's worth $300 billion. Okay, what is his passive income going to be on $300 billion?
I understand. So you want
$15 billion a year. $15 billion a year. Okay, what's $15 billion a year per week? We're talking about something like $300 million a week.
Well, what's your point?
These guys have no choice but to buy up the assets. These guys will buy up all of the assets. If you allow these people to be extraordinarily rich, they're not bad people. Well, in some cases they might be. But I don't know these guys, right? They will buy up all the assets. Ordinary people will own nothing.
Let's take Musk. It's a good example, actually, because he's somebody who's created 5 companies now, or part created some of them and created others from scratch. And they're some of the most extraordinary companies in the world. Tesla is the #1 green energy car company in the Western world. And it's where people want to take cars because it doesn't gas guzzle the way that the conventional petrol cars do. You've got Neuralink, which is trying to help paraplegic people be able to communicate. You've got Starlink, which is part of his SpaceX thing, which is an extraordinary development. It's been used in war zones and disaster zones to save lives. You've got his taking over of X, which may not seem as important, but actually restoring genuine balance of free speech to let conservatives have a voice, I think has been really important to democratic discourse in America in particular. And he's got other things that he's done. And you put it all together and you think, what's this guy done? He's created these extraordinary things. He's now planning humanoid robots to take away a lot of the drudgery of our lives. He wants to colonize Mars because he thinks that one day we're going to need another planet. He's probably right about that. He's got a massive brain. He's got all this cash. And rather than sit there and kind of do what you think he's doing, which is just, all right, I need to spend billions on making myself even richer, he's gone to work for the government for free as an unelected guy just trying to stop the ridiculous overspend of the government. And in the process, he's employing several 100,000 people in America. And he's a South African immigrant to America, right? It's hard to think of a more positive story. And yet, by your criteria, you would say, well, sorry, but I'm not going to put words in your mouth, and I don't want to miscategorize you, but to sort of portray him as one of the bad guys, I think is probably very unfair.
I ain't here to call, but I never met Elon Musk. Yeah. I ain't never met the guy. He could be a nice. Have you met him?
I met him once last year.
Well, look, if he wants to copy my book, I'll sign one for him. We can send it over, right? Look, listen. I'm not here to attack Elon Musk.
But you know my point.
I'm here to
protect. Can afford a copy.
I'm here to protect my people's ability to feed and house their children, and they're losing that.
Right.
They're losing that.
But why is that Elon Musk's fault? Because he's employing hundreds of thousands of people.
This is because wealth inequality is rapidly increasing, and wealth is being sucked out.
I hear you, but what can he do about it?
I don't expect Elon Musk to do anything. I'm not here to talk to Elon Musk. I'm here to talk to the American public and to tell them I get paid millions of pounds a year to watch your class.
So what's the answer? Give me your answer. If you're now, let me make you the treasurer.
With any of the things that Donald Trump's doing as per the economy or anything that we've seen in the last month,
I don't think that they're going to work. I don't think because I am somebody who has made millions of pounds betting that growing inequality will reduce living standards, and he's cutting taxes on the rich. Listen, let me ask you a question, Mike. You've already accepted if we massively increase inequality, that can decrease living standards. If we massively decrease tax on the rich, people who make passive income of $100, $200 million a year, do you think that would affect living standards of the middle class?
I don't know.
If they increase their ownership of wealth, if they increase their consumption of goods and services, where does it fucking come from? Listen, we have sat here in the last 5 years. We've watched the biggest ever increase in millionaire and billionaire wealth in the history of this planet, immediately followed by a collapse in living standards of the middle class, a complete collapse in the ability of ordinary people to own assets, and nobody's drawing the...
Gary, let me ask you a question. Can you point to a country in the last century where socialism has worked?
I will point to a country where taxing the rich at a fair rate led to good living standards for working people, United States, 1955.
See?
Well, I would say, again, in light of the fraud and criminal negligence that has been exposed, that is being exposed literally the second as we are recording this, the idea that we would be going in right now and saying to certain people, you should give the government more money and the government will be a good steward of those dollars, I think is completely ridiculous.
And we can probably all agree about the waste, right? I mean, that's a given. But
sure, but
the principle of what Gary's talking about.
I am for everyone keeping as much of their hard-earned money as possible. Piers, my guess is you have more money than me. I don't deserve your money, and I can't have it.
I sincerely hope I do, and no, you don't.
Exactly. And I don't deserve your money either. And I think that the overall concept here, which is that somehow if we can just take from these people, it's not to say that the system is perfect.
I'm not trying to take from the rich. I'm not trying to take from the rich.
But you just said you wanted to get back to 1950s rates of tax.
I am trying to stop the redistribution. I am trying to stop the redistribution that is happening in front of our eyes. The American middle class, the British middle class is dying, their wealth is being sucked away and is being owned by an international super rich elite who pay no tax, while the people watching this show pay 40%, 50%, while billionaires pay nothing.
Let me ask you a difficult question.
But I don't understand.
Let me ask you a difficult question.
Billionaires pay nothing.
I've got a difficult question, which is, there are a lot of people watching this agreeing, and obviously people disagreeing as well, but two questions. How much money have you made in your life, and how much have you given away?
I'll give you an excellent answer to that. If you want to know how much money I've made in my life, it is exactly there in my book, The Trading Game.
We'll go
right here today. And you'll see this is going
to be.
You've got to read the book.
I'm not trying to read it right now.
You not read the book?
No.
Well,
my son said
they afterwards.
My son's raving about it.
Listen, I made a lot of money, enough to quit my YouTube channel.
How much? Just give it to me straight.
Enough to quit, run a YouTube channel and have a family. That's enough.
30 million, 50 million?
Listen, do you have a spreadsheet? Do you have a spreadsheet?
No.
I don't have a fucking spreadsheet. All I know is it's enough. I can go to Nando's.
You said you put it in the book, though, how much it is?
Yeah, but I didn't add it all up. You read the book and add it up.
Well, how much is it?
I don't fucking know. Listen.
What, 10, 50, 100 million?
It's enough for me to live the rest of my life.
I'm not trying to trap you.
No, it's the 10, 50, 100 million. It's enough for an ordinary person to live the rest of their life.
How much is that?
Family. The number I had in my head when I went into banking, was £2 million.
2 million?
And it was enough. For me, that's enough.
You've made more than 2 million. You were Citibank's top guy.
I don't have this stuff up. For me, it's enough. I've got enough money. I've got enough to do the work that I do.
Do you give a little bit away?
People.
Do you redistribute your own wealth?
That is the money that funds my YouTube channel. Listen.
Well,
tell me this now, right?
When you sell a book, do you keep the money for the book?
If I give the money away, who does the fucking YouTube channel, Piers? Who pays you?
I'm not accusing you. I'm just asking you.
Listen,
do you give any money away?
Who pays you?
No, but
who pays you? Listen, you and I both know there's two ways to.
The reason I'm asking you is only because your position is that there should be more redistribution to poorer people from the rich, right? And you're a rich guy who's made millions. Won't say exactly how many millions. I'll work it out when I read the book.
The viewers should also work out by reading the book.
Yeah, but you know, I don't think it's unfair. I don't think it's unfair to ask you.
Of course, I want people to
ask you how much you've given away.
Listen, this is the money. Who's going to pay for my kids?
What percentage?
I've quit my job to run a YouTube channel. That's the money that's going to send my kids to school. Piers. That's the money.
But that does sound quite selfish.
Look, I've told you before, I'm not Mahatma Gandhi. I never pretended to be a good person. I was the best trader in the fucking world, one of the biggest banks in the world, and I made that money by betting the American middle class would be destroyed.
I get it.
I ain't here to be Mahatma Gandhi. I ain't Nelson Mandela like you, boss. I'm here to tell the American public what's happening.
But do you think you practice what you're preaching?
What I preach is to raise taxes and reduce the growing inequality. That's what I preach. Listen, I ain't here telling people, I didn't tell you to give your money away. I didn't tell you to give your money away.
You want the power, but you are, because you want the power of the state, which has the guns, to say to Elon Musk and Peter Thiel and Mark Zuckerberg, we're going to take your money, we're just going to pick a number and decide how much to take. Do you give more than 1% of your money to charity?
I want the state.
You can voluntarily do
people
it.
from the rich.
But do you do any of that yourself?
Listen, I'm not here to tell anybody to give their money away. I'm here to tell people how to protect their class.
I mean, this is what the left is.
All right, listen, I'm going to go home and I'm going to bet on the collapse of the American middle class. And it's going to happen. And I'm here telling them it's going to happen.
Okay,
I'm here telling them
sure, but why don't you do that and donate 1% of your salary?
I never said I was a good person. Read the book, you can see. But I'm a good fucking economist and I'm going to be right. And you've made your prediction that living standards will increase in the next 3 years. And I've made my prediction that they won't. And we will see in 3 years who's right. And I will tell you right now, I haven't been wrong many times in the past. Listen, you're from my country, okay? You know people that look like me and sound like me don't get a chance to make millions of pounds betting on the economy, okay? There's a reason I'm doing this, because I'm fucking good at it, okay? I don't need to be here. I could be on the beach in the Philippines.
I know lots of traders who come from working class backgrounds.
Who? Name one.
I know lots of the city.
Listen, I worked in Canary Wharf. I'm from East London.
I worked in Canary Wharf.
A guy came up to me and he said, that's an interesting accent. Where are you from? I fucking worked in East London. Listen, Piers, I've got a lot of respect for you, okay? You're an older man. Nowadays...
Whoa, that was brutal. That was brutal.
The city of London does not contain working class people. I've been there, Piers. I've been there. I was there 10 years ago.
Well, there are no working class people in the city of London. Come on.
I worked in Canary Wharf for 4 years. One kid come through once. His name was Tariq. I remember. The only working class kid I ever saw come through when I was there. One, Piers, in 4 years. In Canary Wharf, which is in East London.
Okay, so I'm still trying to wrestle with. All right, look, you're perfectly entitled to do with your money what you want to do. Okay, and you haven't demanded we give ours away. Fine. Okay, I get that. But what is your answer? I mean, if you had the chance now to run the Western world economically, give me the blueprint for how we stop going down what you think is an apocalyptic path.
Tax work less, tax wealth more. Simple as that. You can't have ordinary working people paying 40-50% while billionaires pay 5%.
But ordinary working people don't. You mean the middle class, though? That's not working class. Working class
people pay 30, 40, 50% once you include everything. Once you include their VAT, once you include their income taxes, they do. Once you include their health taxes.
What would you do for a flat tax? Pick whatever the number is, 12%.
No, because it won't work. A flat tax is still going to work. Listen.
So what would you like to see?
I know you're an American, okay? Listen, look at the history of my country, okay? For hundreds and hundreds of years, a small, tiny, super wealthy elite lived the fucking dream while ordinary people live lives of desperate poverty, okay? That is what's going to happen to your country, and that is what's going to happen to my country if you do not protect the working class from the rich.
But that's exactly what we're doing right now. That's what
we'll see. We've made our bets.
That's what Donald Trump's entire movement is all about. It's a movement of we the people. And by the way, what you said earlier, Piers, was completely right. Pre-COVID, go to Donald Trump's State of the Union speech before COVID. What does he do? He gets up there, talks about how great the economy is doing. Everyone knows
he was going to get re-elected by a landslide.
Yes, and the best part of the whole thing, he talks about lowest all-time Black and Latino unemployment, and the Congressional Black Caucus sat there like this because what they cared about really was keeping Black people as Democrats more than actually freeing them.
And one of the reasons he did so well with Black voters and with Latinos in particular was they remembered that whatever you think of Trump and what comes out of his mouth, they were better off under him than they were after 4 years of Biden.
Yeah. I also think it's sort of interesting that generally speaking, and you can check the numbers on this, but conservatives donate way more of their money than progressives and socialists, which is why, unfortunately, he can't tell you how much he's donated while he wants to take other people's money.
I don't donate anything. I'm not here to be Mother Teresa. I'm here to tell the American public why they're going to lose their house.
Wouldn't it be more effective? Would it not be more effective to say, and I'm going to lead from the front by redistributing some of my own wealth? Because there'll be people watching and go, hang on, Gary, you're talking all about redistributing the wealth. You want to see higher tax rates for the rich so that they have to give away more of their money, but you don't actually think you should be giving away any of your own.
Piers, I don't need the public to believe me. You're wealthy, I'm wealthy, you're wealthy.
I donated plenty of money.
It's not going to be us whose kids don't have their homes. I'm here to tell the American public the truth. I use my money to support my YouTube channel, Gary's Economics, which is watched by millions of people a week, to explain what's happening. People can listen to me and they can protect their interests, or they don't have to listen, and then I'll be in the Philippines.
Okay, but a switch must have gone off on you when you were the biggest trader in the world, one of the most successful guys in the world, right? You're making all this money, presumably having a great life doing it, and then something switched in you. What was the moment?
Piers, I don't know what your childhood was like, all right? I grew up poor. I grew up really poor. Small house.
I grew up in a country. Our parents worked 7 days a week, both of them. Right? We never had any money. I think on a foreign holiday till I was 17.
So maybe
I'm not saying I was poor, because I wasn't. But there was not a lot of money around.
Well, maybe you don't need me to tell you then, but listen, I've been poor. Fucking hard. Okay? And I worked really, really, really fucking hard. And I was the best student at one of the best universities in the best country, and I worked my tits off and I got the best job and I became the best trader. And what I made my money on was understanding that the British working class, the American working class, ordinary, hard-working people like my dad, like my mum, like the kids I grew up with, their kids and their grandkids would live in desperate poverty.
But what was the moment for you of self-realization that you wanted to get out of it?
It's a good question because it didn't really come in a moment. You spoke in the book about me sort of having a breakdown. I didn't grow up. I'm not from a political. I don't consider myself a politician. Like for me,
I get it.
What I see, I made that money and everybody around me was like, well done, here's $2 million. Do it again. And I got sick.
But what made you sick, do you think? Was it the pace of work? Or
it was understanding that my country's going to fall apart, Piers. It's going to happen, Piers. Listen, I've been on for 14 years on this, okay? It's going to happen. And you've made your predictions, And I fucking hope I'm wrong, but I haven't been wrong before.
What do you make of the whole crypto thing?
I think it's a fucking pyramid scheme.
Do you?
Yeah, listen,
I don't understand it.
I could launch Gazcoin today and my followers would send me £500,000 and I could fuck off, and that's basically how it works, I think it's a very efficient way to get a lot of money out of the young, hopeful, ambitious young men of this world into the pockets of the worst San Francisco dickheads you've ever met.
Piers, I also think we just, again, have to make the distinction between UK economics and history and American economics and history. In America, because we have been the home of free market capitalism, again, putting aside the fraud and corruption and things like that, every single person that has come to America has it better the next generation, right? That has worked. Anyone that's watching this from an American perspective, think about your grandparents, and guess what? Your parents had it better than them, and you have it better than them. This generation right now is the first generation that's actually a question. That's actually true. But the issue is not because capitalism doesn't work or free markets don't work or competition doesn't work. It's because of the bureaucratic state and the absolute control and regulation that the government has put on. So again, this is what Donald Trump is hacking away at right now. So I'm very bullish on the American economy and the ability for people who are making 50 grand, which is an awful lot of money, which by the way, if I had a flat tax, I wrote about this in my book, I would exempt people, say, under 50. You can have some sort of buffer there, but they will have a chance to succeed. The Democrats have confused everybody to think that, oh my God, if you don't earn minimum wage at McDonald's, that somehow...
Well, also, I would say whenever socialism has actually been tried...
It doesn't work.
It doesn't work.
Can I talk a little bit about the hacking away of the state? Because I know we're British and we get chances to talk. I know there's a lot of American viewers of this show. Yeah. I want to send a message from the future, okay? We've had the government here that spent 14 years hacking away at the state. And my friends can't feed their kids, okay? That's what happens.
I hope you're better. One example I'll give you. One thing I would say, I remember when I bought my first house, I was 20, so we're talking nearly 40 years ago. And I bought it with two mates, and all you needed then to buy a reasonable place in London in the suburbs was you needed one parent to just act as a guarantor, not even put any money up, just to guarantor, and you would get 100% mortgage, right? They would just give you the money, the banks. When one of my sons, the first one to actually want to buy a property and asked me to help him out, minimum 25% deposit, minimum. as a check before you start anything else. And that was shocking to me, that in 40 years, we've gone from a place where anyone could afford to get a property, really. Once you got onto the working ladder, all right, diminishing size and geography and so on, you could afford to buy your own home. Most people, I'm not talking about people in the poverty trap, but now you can even come from a pretty prosperous background and life and earn good money, and it's still incredibly prohibitive. And most people are priced out of, in London, certainly, of owning their own home. I find that very heartbreaking.
Sure. Well, we also made banks that were too big to fail. We made them bigger, right? I mean, that was what we did. We had a certain amount of banks, and then we made the banking system smaller in that there were less banks to work with. So then what happens? There's less competition, so less banks suddenly can compete to get your mortgage. So mortgage rates go up on top.
But I would say also this, Gary, about money itself, right? I've interviewed thousands of people in 40 years of journalism, right? Thousands. I've interviewed some of the richest people ever. I've interviewed some very poor people. I've got mates who've got money. I've got mates who've got no money. And the one common denominator I can tell you is you get happy rich people and you get miserable rich people, and you get happy poor people and you get miserable poor people. And to me, there's not a direct correlation. I remember going to South Africa, to the townships in Soweto for the first time. And the one thing that struck me, I said this to the people that were showing me around. Funny enough, I was going to interview, hopefully, Mandela. It never came off because he was too sick. But I was there to do the World Cup, and he was going to host it. But what struck me was they were joyous people in the township, utterly joyous, singing, dancing. They had nothing. And then I thought about some of the dinner parties I've been to with a lot of rich people. Miserable bastards, all of them. All because they're always constantly chasing the drug of more money, more material things, more whatever. In other words, money is no guarantee whether you have it or not that you're going to be happy. There are many other criteria. I would simply put it to you, I don't know the answer, but could it be other things that have happened to you that have made you feel so angst-ridden about this, rather than actually money?
I mean, it could be. It could be, and obviously we're all complicated people. We live long lives. Lots of things happen to us.
You must have had miserable and happy people working with you.
Oh yeah, look, 100%.
And similarly,
100%.
from your working
Listen,
class background.
with three of us here, I suspect 3 multimillionaires telling us it's possible to be poor and happy, being watched by a lot of ordinary people who are going to lose their homes. They're going to lose their fucking homes, Piers. They're going to lose their homes. I've got friends, they don't eat, so the kids can eat, and they think the kids don't notice, The kids fucking notice, okay? Look, you and I...
No, there are more people on food stamps in this country, which is where you're so poor you have to literally queue up and get stamps for food, right? Which should never be happening in a country
Just
like
to be clear, I'm not telling anyone to be poor and happy. I want people to be as happy and fulfilled as they possibly can be. But what I'm talking about is creating the conditions that will allow people to live a life that they want to live and work a job that gives
of the 50s.
Well, no,
conditions of the 60s.
So your solution, I completely disagree with, which is, let's just take more from those people. They have too much, and if we only give it to the government, which whether you're in this country or in my country, I think it's fairly obvious that most of our governments are completely fraudulent and backwards and doing virtually nothing right.
Who's doing the taking? Who's doing the taking? Which group in our society is getting richer, and which group is getting poorer?
So again,
who is doing the taking?
Again, so I accept that the rich are getting richer.
I'm just here to protect my people. I'm just here to protect my people.
I think what you would.
I think we're agreeing about the reality. What we're disagreeing about is the solution.
And the solution is get the government out of the way. Stop spending. Stop.
But you think the government should be much more involved?
Let me take you by a hand and lead you through the streets of London. I'll show you something.
But again, that's because your government clearly has done policies, it seems you both are in agreement on that hasn't created the conditions for economic prosperity. You might want to talk about importing people that you then have to put on dole.
They've been slashing the state for 14 years, boss. They slashed the state, they slashed the state, they slashed the state.
So you think if the state
and now my friends' kids don't have no places to go, they don't have no local services,
if the
police barely exist, the hospitals aren't working, the schools are shutting down.
So if only that system had more money, it would be better?
Listen, I don't want the system to have money. I'll tell you what I want. I want the people.
All the time. The system is corrupt.
Well, funny enough, if you take the NHS,
it needs more money.
If you take our health system, the NHS, Tony Blair, when he was Prime Minister, pumped billions more into the NHS and it barely touched the size. He didn't deal with the problem of the infrastructure of the NHS. And that was a clear illustration of money, just pumping money into things is not necessarily the answer. Right?
Okay, but who are we pumping money into?
Well, you are absolutely right. I think we can all agree. We have all agreed. You're right. The rich are getting richer, the poor are getting poorer. So what do we do about this? I mean, there is a caveat. There is less child poverty now than there's ever been in the history of the recorded planet. People also, to make you also feel happy, people are living longer than they've ever done in history. They're living healthier because we're curing so many more diseases. Water is a lot cleaner than it's ever been. There are fewer mosquito-type diseases out there killing millions of people than there used to be, etc., etc., etc. There's a very good argument to say that in recorded history, there's never been a better time to be alive. That's why I slightly challenge. I would never say, like you say, you never say being poor makes you happy. Of course not. But I've yet to see evidence.
Do you think your viewers are the richest they've ever been? Is that what you're telling me?
No, but I don't. But I think that there's certainly less child poverty statistically
in the US.
There's ever been.
Your average American is
in the West generally. Actually. In the West,
your viewers can make their own opinion of that. I want your viewers to ask themselves, do I feel the richest I've ever been? Because I tell you who's the richest they've ever been, me, and probably you, and Donald Trump, and Elon Musk. And in my opinion, what I see, I'm from a poor background.
But I think you're a great example of somebody who's made something of himself, come from a poor working class background by your own admission, and you turned yourself into the best trader in the world. You're a great example. And yet what you seem to be wanting to do is almost retreat from your
I don't want to tax working people more. Okay? I worked hard to drag my family out of poverty, right? And I paid 50-60% a year tax. At the same time, Duke of Westminster inherits £10 billion, more than 3,000 times what I made, pays nothing. Do you think that's fair?
No.
Do you think that's fair?
No, but again,
so let's change it. Let's change it. Let's tax working people less, your viewers less, and let's tax the billionaires more.
I would
first
off saying they pay no taxes isn't quite right, because people pay all sorts of taxes when you're running businesses, like payroll taxes and property taxes and everything else. So the no tax thing is a total misnomer. But the basic premise of what you're saying, I think, is right. But I would also say that the answer of just throwing money at everything, the example you just laid out. I was with Bobby Kennedy a week or two before he got confirmed, and he brought up something that I thought was quite brilliant, and I think this is why I will take the bet that we just laid out there, which is that he said in all of his years in public service, and this is a guy that's been doing this for decades, he has never been approached more by, he said, tech leaders and industry leaders and innovators, and he did say millionaires and billionaires, who want to now help the government however they can. We have had a bureaucratic state that has just taken from the people. Suddenly we have people like Bobby Kennedy and like Elon who are volunteering, who could be doing all those other things that Elon could be doing, that he probably
We need more Elon Musk.
Yeah,
Ross
right,
Rutby, talking to you, Gary.
Exactly.
You know what I'd love to see someone like you get stuck into the NHS and make it a better economic model. You're obviously brilliant at economics, right? We don't have enough brilliant brains sorting out the big problems in this country. One of the reasons I really am excited by the Elon Musk thing in America is at least stuff's getting done at breakneck speed, which should have probably been done decades ago. Now, will it work? I don't know. But I certainly would bet on him to make a real difference for good.
Well, do you know where
and I would bet on you to do that, right? People like you should be getting stuck into issues like the NHS, big smart guys who can work it out.
You're saving $50 billion a day already. We're a month into this
Listen,
already.
I would love to be getting stuck into the NHS. You know, if Keir Starmer's listening, give me a call.
I'm going to
listen, I've been to Oxford and I've been to the London School of Economics. Do you want me to tell you where those brilliant minds are? I'll tell you right now, they're the best minds, the smartest young people in this country, in America. They're sitting on trading floors, making $5 million a year, betting on the collapse of your society. Right. Just like I was. All of the smart guys know. All of the smart guys know. The only difference is I'm the one who's fucking stupid enough to walk away to tell people. That's the only difference.
Well, actually, I don't think that makes you stupid at all. I think it's a warning sign we should all take very seriously, because you obviously understand economics very well and you've been there. I think the only quibble I have, and Dave has it, is about how we resolve this. I'm not convinced that the way you think it can be resolved would actually be as effective as the way we think it could, but we'll see, right?
We'll see.
The proof will be in the pudding. In the meantime, Trading Game by Gary Stevenson. I think we've heard enough to know it's probably a rollicking read. Told us some great stories in it. So congratulations, #1 bestseller. That's another amazing achievement for a working class boy from Ilford.
Thank you.
You should be proud.
I am.
Great to have you on the show. The IRS is the biggest collection agency in the world, and with April the 15th now fast approaching, it's more aggressive than ever. Enforcement has ramped up in 2025, and if you owe back taxes or have unfiled returns, waiting is not an option. The longer you do, the worse it gets. April 15th marks another tax year that has passed you by. The smart move is to get ahead, but never contact the IRS alone. Let the experts at Tax Network USA ENUSA. Has been well, it's not an actor, it's an actress. According to Hollywood's own Bible, Variety, Cynthia Erivo, last seen playing the part of the Wicked Witch of the West in the hit movie Wicked, is to star in the new production of Jesus Christ Superstar. Needless to say, some religious commentators have expressed some surprise, given the previously common held belief that Jesus was in fact a Middle Eastern man with a beard. So is this a case of creative artistic license or blasphemous cultural appropriation? Here to debate this and a host of other cultural matters, sacred and profane, one of YouTube's finest pop culture commentators from the Deadlock channel, Gary Biegler, the high priest of all things woke, the author of The Case for Cancel Culture, Ernest Owens, the founder of Hollywood Unlocked, Jason Lee, and the host of Fearless on Outkick, Tommy Labram. Well, welcome to all of you. All right, let's start with you, Tommy. Haven't seen you for a while on Sense. Welcome back. Love having you. Okay, so Jesus, it turns out, is a black woman. Your thoughts?
Well, listen, Piers, you know that I don't like to feign outrage just for the purpose of feigning outrage. So I'll tell you I have a unique take on this, and I think you're going to be surprised. So I first of all want to point out the hypocrisy, because if this were the other way around and it would be, you know, a white man playing a role that should have gone to maybe a black woman, there would be outrage and hysteria from the left, and maybe understandably so, I don't know. But it would be claims of cultural appropriation. We'd never hear the end of it. I don't want to do that, though, because I got to tell you, Piers, when they put on these musicals, these productions, they're probably going to have people from the LGBT community in them. I understand that that's part of the culture of not only Hollywood, but also theater. I think it's a little ridiculous. I obviously think maybe it was also meant to poke the eye of Christians and people that, I don't know, might be followers of Jesus Christ. Maybe that was part of the point, but I'm not going to get outraged just for the case of being outraged. I think that Hollywood and culture and entertainment has lost step with the average person, certainly the average American long ago. So let them have their freak shows. I'm not going to get too upset about it.
Wow. Okay. devastatingly surprising twist to events from a very moderate and reasonable Tommy Lehman about this. I thought you'd be blowing your stacks. Ernest, my question for you is, so I want to play Nelson Mandela, okay, in a new musical version of his life. You good with that?
I mean, personally, I'm not. But
You're not?
I think that the
You're not good with
reality is that I'm not. Personally, no. I don't
Why?
think you're that
Well, hang
good
on.
an
Okay,
actor.
so that's interesting. So why can't I play Nelson Mandela?
I mean, I think that he's a historical figure that people are familiar with. I mean, there are various variations of Jesus.
But I'm an actor.
We have been seeing
I'm an
various
actor.
white
I'm an actor.
Jews.
I've been in 10 movies. They've grossed $2.6 billion. The movies I've been in. I'm literally one of the biggest box office stars in terms of cameos in the history of movies. So I would like to play Nelson Mandela. Is your objection, be honest, my skin color? That he's a black icon, quite rightly. Is it the fact that I'm a white guy? Is that why I can't play him?
I mean, are you trying to make the correlation between Cynthia Erivo? I mean, you can argue that Cynthia Erivo playing Jesus is a gender thing.
Hang on. I'm going to come to that.
So which one is it?
I'm coming to
Which one
Cynthia.
is it?
I'm just
Okay.
asking you, on principle, is your objection to me playing Mandela the fact that I'm white? Be honest.
If it's a historical biopic, yes, because you're not.
Okay.
So therefore,
Second
yes.
question.
It's a historical biopic.
Second question. If it was a woman that wanted to play Mandela, how would you feel?
Historical figure-wise, if it was a biopic, it would be historically inaccurate. So no.
Okay, great. So we've established that you don't like people playing roles where they don't have the right skin color or gender, if we know who that role is. Who that person-
For historical purposes, because Cleopatra, Elizabeth, you know, Taylor playing Cleopatra was historically inaccurate, and I wasn't a fan of that.
Well, they were both
I wasn't
women,
a fan
weren't they?
of.
They were
Also,
both women.
if you want to talk about race, for example, Zoe Saldana, you know, doing the dark blackface for Nina Simone was also inappropriate. I wasn't a fan of that either.
Okay, so on Cynthia Erivo, do you have any problem
yeah.
with her? Okay, do you have a problem then with Jesus being played by a black woman?
If you understand the theme of it all, of what Jesus Christ Superstar the musical is, and you have that theatrical, historical context behind that musical specifically, then no, I don't have a problem with it because it is part of it. It's satirical. So if you understand satire, then you understand why Tommy Lauren is also not giving a damn about it because she understands the context of the musical front. So we can agree on that.
Najotic, where are we with this?
Well, I don't have a dog in this fight. I remember my mom playing Jesus Christ Superstar all the time. And we all know that this isn't the first time a black woman or a woman has played Jesus, and they'll do it 1,000 more times. I am from the point of view that because this is an all-female production, apparently. So when you have to gender swap an entire cast, that just means your story is played out. We have Ocean's 8 for one example, Doctor Who for another one. But as far as this is concerned, I just think it's the lowest hanging fruit, and it's such a played out thing in Hollywood. Yes, they're playing to the home team. This is going to be at the Hollywood Bowl. But playing to the home team is one thing. They're trying to piss people off at this point. And I'm just going to say, as a believer in free speech and free expression, let's not stop there. I want to hear Muhammad Superstar. Let's do that play. Played by all women. Let's go. Let's go all the way on this one. Come on, let's see what happens, Hollywood. You're so edgy. Let's do it.
And actually, you raise a very good point because they would never dare do that.
No,
so it's one rule
never.
for Christianity and lampooning and satire. Very, very different rule if it was Islam was the religion that was being mocked in that way. Okay, let's just move to the. Oh, I'm sorry, Jason's with us. I'm so sorry, Jason Lee. Jason, welcome. I'm sorry. Nearly forgot about you, but I rescued him back.
Piers. Now, you know I love coming to your show because you always create a controversial conversation. No, you did not just ask a black man if a white man can play Nelson Mandela during Black History Month. I know you didn't just ask that question. Now, you know there's no way in hell.
Exactly.
There's no way in hell we're going to allow that to happen.
Why?
There's not a white man on this earth that has spent 27 years fighting for freedom like Nelson Mandela
So why
did.
should a black woman play Jesus Christ, who was a bloke with a beard?
Well, first of all, you talking about two black people on your show right now. Some would argue in the Bible that Jesus was black, but I'm not going to pass to Tommy Loren, who had a lot to say at the top about the gays, because nobody wants to acknowledge history, and the fact is that it is what it is. Now, if you want to read the Bible, if any of you do it talks about Jesus having wool hair. I don't know white people with wool hair. I know black people with wool hair, but again, we don't want to describe Jesus as being black.
Can we agree, Jason, that Jesus was male, a man?
Listen, you can poll 20 people about who Jesus was, and you may get 20 different answers.
Have you ever heard anyone say he's a woman? Have you ever heard anyone say the woman?
Passion of the Christ, I didn't see a woman carrying the cross, but Mel Gibson got canceled right after that meeting, so I don't know what is. I can say to me, Jesus is more of energy. Jesus is more of a spiritual being. Jesus could be black. Jesus could be a woman. Jesus could be whoever you want it to be.
No, Jesus.
But when it comes in our
Jesus
country,
was a bloke.
Go ahead.
He was a man.
Yeah, not a concept.
Sorry, Najotic?
Was he a white man?
Oh, it's not a concept.
Right. I don't know why we're quibbling. Surely we can all agree he was a man, can't we?
But it's not a biopic. It's a satire. It's not. I mean, I think you're taking
It's kind
it
of
too
a biopic.
seriously.
He's one of the most famous person in the history of the
You
planet.
gotta lighten up, Piers. You gotta lighten up. You gotta lighten up, Piers.
The conversation they really want to have is that this is a DEI hire, that this is a DEI move, that this is because everything right now we're trying to get it all into the direction of DEI to fall into that national.
I haven't mentioned DEI.
No, that's what Hollywood's been
I haven't
doing,
mentioned it.
actually.
You're the ones obsessed with DEI, which I think has always been a ridiculous thing because all it ever did was promote.
Who came up with it?
All it ever did was promote mediocrity over meritocracy. I just don't like it. I don't like anything that does that. It was never about inclusion. If anything, it was about excluding people. That was the whole point. If you were a white bloke, DEI wanted you excluded.
We could debate DEI all day, but people who are fighting about DEI are still trying to find affordable eggs in our country. You know what I mean? Right now, we have a president who's passing plastic straws and not focusing on the needs of America, but that's a whole other show.
Okay.
I think Cynthia
Erivo
is
hang on.
I think she's an amazing talent. I can't wait to see her play Jesus.
Just remind me again, who's been president for 4 years when the price of eggs reached the price of eggs?
I don't even eat eggs like that. I'm sorry, we haven't brought that up.
Oh, well, you raised the price of eggs.
Joe Biden is on vacation. Let's let Joe sleep.
Okay, so it wasn't the guy who's actually been in charge for 4 years.
So he'll just continue it.
Look, let's turn to something less contentious. Ryan Reynolds and Blake Lively and Justin Baldoni. So the SNL had its star-studded 50th anniversary party. All of Hollywood was great and good with there. And there was this weird clip of Ryan Reynolds. Let's take a look.
I have a question.
Oh, hey, Ryan Reynolds. Hey. Ryan Reynolds, how's it going?
Great. Why? What have you heard?
Now, Tommy, I don't know about you. I felt very awkward watching that on a number of levels. I felt like Kevin Costner, who went viral because he just was staring at them both in total like bemusement. Because they've tried to make out that this case against Justin Baldoni is about appalling sexual harassment. Why are they turning that into the subject of a little skit at SNL?
Yeah, I think Ryan Reynolds and Blake Lively both are desperate to revamp their public image. And I think that they really overplayed their hand. I think that they're both bullies, and I think that they thought they were going to silence somebody by throwing around the old Me Too argument and delegitimizing people that have actually gone through traumatic experiences and assault and harassment. And I thought because they were Hollywood's golden couple and they were sitting in Super Bowl suites with Taylor Swift that they could get away with it because they could just run the game. And it turns out Justin Baldoni wasn't going to play that game. He wasn't going to allow himself to be bullied into silence. And I think Blake Lively and Ryan Reynolds both have egg on their face now. They look ridiculous, and they're desperate to seem like they're this fun, lighthearted couple. But really, I think that their cultural relevance is going out pretty quickly here, kind of like the Democrat Party. And I think they're desperate at this point. I think it's awkward. And I think soon we won't have to deal with either one of them being all over everything all the time. Yeah, I mean, Jason, it is extraordinary because the more they bang on, the worse the hole gets dug. Because it's just all cringe-making. No one's really buying any of it. All the evidence that emerges, whether it's text messages, video footage, whatever, contradicts everything that they've been claiming. Shouldn't they just admit that this is going nowhere and get out of it?
No, this is rich people problems. Listen, they look good together. They're still rich. They're still famous. They're in rooms that the lady that just spoke can never get in. And somehow she connected that to the Democratic Party because everything in the world that's going wrong is the Democrats' fault. That was just stupid. But listen, this is rich people problems. Blake is beautiful. Her husband is super successful. I'm proud to see that they don't care and can laugh at themselves and continue to be rich and famous and fabulous while we sit here and talk about the price of eggs and Democrats.
Okay, Nadronic.
Oh, I think it's going. I don't think this story is going away anytime soon, considering the court cases in March of 2026 and TikTok, which I'm a famous TikToker, by the way, almost as much as I'm an Africa expert, is all over this. And that's why it's still a story. Again, I don't have a dog in this fight. I'm going to just break out my popcorn. I'll agree. It's rich people problems, but that's the currency they're trading on is not money. As you know, it's ego. Yeah. And this is going to really hurt Blake Lively's career. Ryan Reynolds, to what effect, I don't know. Justin Baldoni, we know with Amber Heard and Johnny Depp, I was Team Depp. It didn't help either of them at the end. You know, Depp was exonerated, but nobody apologized to him like they should have. And at the end, everybody's going to be, they're going to have a lot less money. The lawyers are going to be richer. But as far as public perception is concerned, they're definitely on Baldoni's side. Yeah,
I think that's right. And Ernest, I mean, the thing I was struck by was just, it kind of confirms a lot of what people have suspected about Hollywood, is that they talk to each other in this completely fake, obsequious manner. And then on a dime, it all turns into visceral hatred and this desire to destroy each other in the way that we saw play out.
You know what? Pierce, totally agree with what you just said. And this year, we honored Jonathan Majors at our award show, the Hollywood Unlocked Impact Awards, and everybody was mad that we were honoring Jonathan Majors. And then on the other side of that, cancellation, he was acquitted of all those charges, and then everybody was forgiven and now wants to be his friend again. It's so fake that, again, I don't like trying people in the court of public opinion because we never really know until the conclusion of it all. And then even then, nobody will care. Look at what happened with Jay-Z and the 13-year-old, right? All the people were talking about it, and then the minute those charges got dropped, nobody really talked about it.
Ernest?
Okay, but what I would say about that anyway was that I think the problem is we focus too much on conflating celebrities' experiences with everyday people's experiences, right? So two things can be true at the same time, right? There could be some serious Me Too incidents that take place that happens everyday life, but activists and other folks sometimes will let celebrities be the vehicle for what those issues are. Okay, what happens to everyday people in situations where there's abuse of power or sexual abuse, those things are still legitimate, and they don't ride off of whether a celebrity situation is true or not true, or happened or didn't happen. I think that's what happens a lot in media, is that there's too much of a conflation of like, if Blake Lively is doing the most, that does not speak to the real issues that happen with people that are not as famous. And I think too many people put too much of their bets and laurels on these celebrities to define the moment or not.
All right,
and I think that's just too much.
Let's turn to another fake in Hollywood, or near Hollywood, Meghan Markle. Tommy, she's issued a video statement, one of many, a bit of flurry recently, all of them hilarious, but not for the reasons that she would have hoped, saying her new Netflix show that was going to be called or based around her American Riviera Orchard brand, the new Martha Stewart, has now been replaced by As Ever as the brand. And As Ever, we're all laughing at the video, which is the irony. The show's been delayed because it's due out in March because of the fires in LA, obviously. But I want to play a clip of this just to get your reaction to it.
It's recording.
Okay. Cat's out of the bag. I'm shocked we've kept this a secret for so long. My business, which I think there's been a lot of curiosity about. I thought about it, and I've been waiting for a moment to share a name that I'd secured in 2022, and this is the moment. And it's called As Ever. Of course, there will be fruit preserves. I think we're all clear at this point that jam's my jam. But there's so many more products that I just love that I use in my home, and now it's time to share it with you. So I can't wait for you to see it. Thanks, guys.
I mean, Tommy, everything about it just makes me cringe. But obviously, I'm not an impartial observer here. What do you make of it?
Well, listen, every time we talk about Meghan Markle, it's really just to make fun of her. And that's where the clips go most viral, is on social media, for people to literally just make fun of her. She's so disconnected. And I'll tell you, I don't really care what she does. I don't care how hard she tries to revamp her image. I think that she is like the Colin Kaepernick of Hollywood or entertainment at this point. No one really cares. She took a stance and no one really remembers what that was or can make sense of it. But I'll also say this. What really bothered me is when she did the little destruction tour in LA with the wildfires to get her little moment when people were actually struggling and people actually lost everything. And then they had to trot out there with their PR campaign and make light of it and make themselves seem like heroes.
The ritual is upon us.
Fuck, I'm gonna have to farm again.
I need more gear.
If you're looking for the remarkable, you've come to the right place. Hope you win whatever fight you're about to start.
I see shoes.
I see Geist. Nighty-night.
Okay, that's a big accusation.
You're looking to survive. You came to the right place.
I'll be right back.
Now go out there and impose your will.
Let's take out Mirage.
Thank you.
Going to shop. Pull back. I see Warden.
Your arcane mastery will grow.
I see someone appreciates fine craftsmanship.
Let's take out Mirage. Let's take out Mirage.
You want to buy a mug to go with your gun?
I see Warden.
Wow, I didn't connect.
Bebop here. Bebop is missing.
What bullshit.
They just got a free ball on me. That's cool, dude. Man, every single time she's low, she runs away as fast as fucking possible.
I see Shiv.
I need to get to the curiosity shop.
I got more where that came from.
Mother. I'm salty.
I see Geist.
Kill it, kill it, kill it, kill it, please. For the love of heaven, kill that. Oh, shit. Good try, Talon.
Our boot. With every arrow, Grey Talon brings us closer to victory.
Furnace?
You're not gonna regret that.
Our blue.
God, he has that thing every fucking minute or something. What is this?
I see that pretty boy. Mid-boss has arrived. My work begins. That urn is waiting to be claimed. Thanks.
Cage is missing.
The patrons give freely.
Thanks.
Haze will mow you.
Gretch needs help.
If you don't stop her. Our yellow walker is under attack.
Well, we at least got Jello back.
Thank you. Bebop is looking to pick a fight. Thank you. Death slams on cooldown.
Our yellow walker is under attack.
Headed to York.
I haven't. Hayes is not here yet, or he's moving around.
I see Bebop. I see Mirage. I'll be right back. Don't get too close to Geist.
Nice.
Mirage is missing.
It would be nice if someone appreciated what I bring to the table.
I see Mirage.
for a 2 a.m. Metro ride.
Green needs help.
Find an answer to Shiv. I will bolster your mind and spirit.
Hazing yellow again.
Careful, Calico.
3 to 4 on purple for the longest fucking time.
I see Shiv.
Move, you gotta move. Shit.
I'll be stacking bodies. Broadway. Headed to Broadway.
Under attack.
Haze is taking
The
purple.
spirit urn is waiting to be claimed.
Blue needs help.
Hey, I have Shiv down here. I have Shiv down here.
Blue Walker is under attack.
I'm gonna push purple. Oh, I see Shiv.
Take out Lash.
You guys so tanky right now.
Like I told you, no one's better than me.
Yeah, we cannot take team fights right now. We're sadly too far behind, and Shiv is way too tanky. It's pretty much a death sentence.
To blue. I see Mirage.
Cleaning purple. We'll also try to take the urn. We need souls.
I see Mirage.
I see Haze.
Our Blue Walker is under attack.
You have discerning taste.
Nice.
Thank you.
I see Bebop. I see that pretty boy.
Our Yellow Walker is under attack.
I see Shiv.
Trying to take
Our
purple.
Yellow Walker is under attack.
I see Shiv.
Yellow Walker has been defeated.
Shit, Bebop didn't let me.
see haze.
Bring your enemies low. Our blue walker is under attack. Our blue walker has been destroyed. The spirit urn is waiting. Our green guardian has been defeated. Our green... You dare strike me?
I was only able to take. Fuck.
I see Shiv.
Fuck, they're trying to get Urn too. Now that sucks.
I see Shiv.
Don't try to contest here.
With every arrow, Grey Talon brings us closer to victory.
We might be able to get our mid.
I see Mirage.
I don't know. I think we can get mid actually, yes. But we need to be fast.
I see, guys. Good Brown. Death slams on cooldown.
Well.
Pull back.
Under attack. Too easy.
Good work. Green needs help.
They destroy the
Thank you.
Greenwich.
I see Shiv.
Rooftops active.
Purple needs help. Thanks. Park needs help.
The spirit urn is waiting to be claimed. We only have one shrine left.
A little protection goes a long way.
I will strengthen you.
Stay safe out there.
I see Shiv. Don't get too close to Geist. They will fall one by one.
Good luck not getting shot.
Blush has been dropped. The urn has been delivered. The Rejuvenator is descending.
They have the Rejuvenator.
I see someone appreciates fine craftsmanship.
stronghold.
I really hate myself sometimes. I hate this has to be one of my worst games. Shit.
I'll give my life for the cause, but first I'll take yours.
Situations.
One can't be allowed to go unchecked. We need to make a stand. The Amber Hand has almost completed the ritual.
Thanks for listening.
Fights with conviction. We need to make a stand and stop them. Death brings consequence once more.
Right now. Fuck. Wait a minute. Who the hell has her?
I see haze.
The urn has been dropped.
Good luck.
Flash, be careful. You're alone there. You could easily gank him.
Pull back.
You guys, get over here.
Go in there. Guys have, but she has ult. Nice.
Good pick, finish him off, finish him off.
I see Shiv.
Oh, fuck.
Still have the chance.
Let's take out Deadlock.
Yeah, so that's just you, brother.
Temper your spirit.
I'm gonna push blue. We need those walkers.
Haze.
The spirit urn is waiting to be claimed.
Thank you. Let's push blue.
We need to push both blue and green. Guys, this is about to move. Sorry to respond. I don't know if we will have enough time to kill blue. We need to at least try. Heal over here. Let's get the fuck out of here.
Thank you.
What a good game so far.
Ironically, yes, they have stumped us a little bit, but we somehow being able to turn the tables from time to time. So, yeah, it's being a good game. Oh fuck! I had to open my mouth.
The 5-second stun I can't do anything about.
Right here.
Counter is literally just me.
We'll maintain.
They're in green. They're about to push fully. Going yellow for Warden.
Oh, nice. Try to team fight him on green.
I don't
Get
know.
a little
Team
money
fights
here.
are still a risk for us. We're being able to survive because we're picking them up when they divide themselves.
Let's take out Mirage.
Alright, I got you. Sneaky snake.
That was a bit bad.
Nice to work with competent people.
Let's take out Mirage.
I got a mine. 37.
Going green.
Alright, let's get it.
Phil is going to try to stick us.
I don't know if we should take the full fight on green. It's too risky, really. One single team fight, white, and we're dead.
I'm getting jumped again.
Oh, we garbage. I really hate coming in.
Let's take out shit.
Going blue. Nice.
They went through hidden.
Look out for Mirage.
He's so low. I think we can force green now. The two of them are dead and Mirage
I
is
knocked
low.
shit down.
I'm gonna try. But I need somebody else to go with me. because I'm
We
so
need to do mid for sure.
Yeah, you know what? Yeah, mid might be a better idea. We have super creepers.
Is descending.
Oh fuck.
It's alright, it's alright.
Hopefully this will give you the edge to survive. But if it doesn't, you're gonna go down swinging.
That's right.
Talon is ventilating our rivals.
Okay, let's see if we can take it.
I see Shiv.
Shiv is low.
shiv. Get that shiv.
Fuck, he's moving too much. They're gonna kill him.
I see shiv.
Fucking hell.
What?
I really dislike the way
spirit
that
urn
he
is
becomes
waiting to
so
be
absolutely
claimed.
tanky. Shit. I think 5 of us will be ready to defend at the end before they come here.
Yeah, you guys got this.
Get that Warden
Warden
quick.
is low. Motherfucker, I hate the games.
Now that was quite lovely, wasn't it?
That is horrible for the furnace, and also Great Talon's trap.
Time is running out on the rejuvenator.
Careful.
Guys on yellow.
The rejuvenator has expired.
I see shiv.
Let's take out Mirage.
He's too far away now.
Hi,
Shiv mid, shiv mid, shiv, shiv.
Oh fuck.
Dead.
Let's take out Shiv.
I see Warden.
Now that was quite lovely, wasn't it?
Oh my god, that shiv.
I might be dead. Yeah, shit. This might be it, boys. All of us are low. We need to get out of there and shit. Yep.
Oh, fuck me.
Well, it was a good turning of the tables, but in the end they came through.
We need to make a stand and stop them.
Oh, come on.
Good job. Well played.
I really need to find a way to click with Calico.